Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something important. You're not here by accident. You are here for a reason. Whether you feel it yet or not, there's a spark within you, a divine connection that you carry every single day. Today, I want to talk about 8 signs you are a woman blessed by God. These signs aren't just random. They are a testament to your strength, your purpose, and the unique light you bring into this world. 1, you have resilience in the face of adversity. When life throws challenges at you, you don't crumble, you rise. You may bend, but you don't break. Every storm you've survived, every tear you've cried has been transformed into a lesson, a stepping stone to something greater. That resilience, that's a blessing. It's the proof that God has equipped you to face the battles ahead. 2, you feel a deep sense of purpose. You may not know exactly what it is, but deep inside, there's a voice telling you that you're here for more. You feel it when you wake up in the morning, and you feel it when you lay your head down at night. That sense of purpose isn't just a coincidence, it's divine. It's God whispering, you're chosen for something extraordinary. 3, you inspire others without even trying. Have you ever noticed people gravitating toward you for advice, comfort, or inspiration? That's no accident. The way you carry yourself, the words you speak, the kindness in your heart, it all radiates a light that others can't help but notice. That's God working through you. 4, you see beauty in the small things. You don't take the little things for granted. The laughter of a child, the colors of a sunset, the sound of rain on your window. These moments speak to you. They remind you of the beauty and wonder of creation. That ability to notice and cherish life's details, that's a blessing. 5, you are guided by faith, not fear. Fear may knock at your door, but it doesn't control you. You step forward in faith. Even when you don't see the whole path, you trust in something greater than yourself, knowing that God is lighting your way. That faith isn't just your strength, it's your gift. 6, you have a heart for service. Blessed women don't just think about themselves, they think about how they can make a difference. Whether it's helping a friend in need, volunteering, or simply offering a listening ear, your heart for service reflects the love of God. You are his hands and feet in this world. 7, you've been given wisdom beyond your years. There are times when you've spoken words or made decisions that felt like they came from somewhere beyond you. That's divine wisdom. God has given you the insight to navigate life, not just for your sake, but to guide others as well. Cherish it. 8, you experience peace even in chaos. The world can be chaotic, but you carry a peace that doesn't make sense. It's not because everything is perfect, but because you know who holds your future. That peace is God's way of saying, I've got you. So let me ask you, do you see these signs in yourself? If even one of these resonates with you, then hear me loud and clear. You are blessed. You are chosen. You are called. And it's time to step into that calling with confidence and courage. The world needs more women like you, women who walk in faith, who uplift others, who shine their light unapologetically. Don't hide it. Don't downplay it. Because when you recognize these signs, when you embrace the truth that you are a woman blessed by God, you become unstoppable. So go out there and live boldly, live fully. And live with the knowledge that you are loved, you are cherished, and you are here for a reason. Thank you. Resilience is one of the most powerful indicators that a woman is blessed by God. It is the ability to withstand adversity, to keep moving forward despite the storms of life, and to transform struggles into stepping stones. A resilient woman does not allow challenges to define her. Instead, she uses them as fuel for growth. She understands that life is not meant to be easy, and she embraces the trials with faith, knowing that each hardship serves a greater purpose. When difficulties arise, she does not crumble under pressure, but instead stands tall, facing them with unwavering strength. She is not immune to pain, disappointment, or loss, but she refuses to let those experiences break her spirit. Instead of asking, why me, she asks, what can I learn from this? She knows that God's plans are greater than her understanding, and she leans into his wisdom rather than relying solely on her own. Resilience is not just about enduring hardships, it is about adapting and growing through them. A woman blessed by God knows that every setback is a setup for a comeback. She has faced betrayal, heartbreak, financial struggles, or health challenges, yet she continues to rise. The world may try to shake her, but her foundation is built on faith. She does not allow failure to define her because she understands that failure is a lesson, not a verdict. She does not dwell on what went wrong, but instead focuses on what can be done next. She knows that resilience is not about avoiding difficulties, but about facing them with courage. Even when she feels weak, she reminds herself that her strength does not come from herself alone, it comes from God. She understands that her struggles have shaped her, refined her, and prepared her for greater things ahead. A resilient woman does not waste time comparing her journey to others. She understands that everyone has their own battles, and she focuses on her own growth rather than being distracted by external noise. She is not discouraged when things do not go according to plan because she knows that God's timing is always perfect. She refuses to be paralyzed by fear, doubt, or negativity. Instead, she takes every challenge as an opportunity to trust God more deeply. When doors close, she does not dwell on disappointment. She moves forward, trusting that something better is coming. She understands that patience and perseverance go hand in hand. Even when she does not see immediate results, she keeps working, praying, and believing that her breakthrough will come. Pain does not weaken a resilient woman, it strengthens her. She understands that suffering produces endurance. Endurance produces character, and character produces hope. She does not allow hardships to make her bitter. She lets them make her better. She refuses to carry the weight of past wounds into her future. She chooses to heal, to forgive, and to move forward. She knows that holding on to pain will only hold her back, so she releases it, trusting that God's plan for her is greater than any past suffering. She does not let the actions of others dictate her happiness or self-worth. When people let her down, she does not seek revenge or hold grudges. She rises above it. She understands that her strength does not come from how others treat her, but from how she chooses to respond. A resilient woman does not allow fear to control her life. She knows that fear is an illusion that tries to keep her from stepping into her destiny. She does not let fear of failure, fear of rejection, or fear of the unknown stop her from pursuing her purpose. She moves forward even when she is afraid, trusting that God will equip her for whatever lies ahead. She understands that courage is not the absence of fear, but the ability to act in spite of it. She refuses to let fear steal her joy, limit her potential, or dictate her choices. She knows that God has not given her a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. She does not let the opinions of others determine her path. She knows that God's calling on her life is bigger than any criticism or doubt. She stays focused, determined, and committed to becoming the woman she was created to be. When life knocks her down, a resilient woman does not stay down. She gets back up stronger than before. She does not let a single failure, heartbreak, or disappointment define her future. She understands that setbacks are temporary and that she has the power to rise again. She does not dwell on what she has lost, but instead focuses on what she still has. She counts her blessings instead of her problems. She knows that gratitude is a powerful force that fuels resilience. Even in difficult times, she finds reasons to be thankful. She understands that perspective is everything, and she chooses to see life through a lens of hope rather than despair. She does not waste time complaining about what she cannot change. Instead, she focuses on what she can control: her attitude, her faith, and her actions. A resilient woman does not isolate herself in times of struggle. She surrounds herself with people who uplift and encourage her. She knows the importance of community and does not hesitate to seek support when needed. She is not afraid to ask for help, and she does not let pride prevent her from receiving it. She understands that strength is not about doing everything alone, but about knowing when to lean on others. She also knows that not everyone is meant to walk her journey with her. She discerns who belongs in her life and who does not. She's not afraid to let go of toxic relationships or negative influences. She protects her peace, knowing that her energy is valuable and should not be wasted on people who drain her. She sets boundaries and stands firm in them because she respects herself enough to do so. A resilient woman does not let temporary setbacks shake her faith. She knows that God is always working even when she cannot see it. She remains steadfast in prayer, knowing that her strength comes from a divine source. She does not allow doubt to creep in and steal her confidence. She speaks life over herself, affirming her worth, her purpose, and her strength. She does not entertain negative thoughts or allow them to take root in her mind. She replaces fear with faith, worry with worship, and doubt with determination. She knows that her words have power, and she chooses to speak victory over her life instead of defeat. A resilient woman does not just survive, she thrives. She does not allow her past to define her or her struggles to limit her. She embraces challenges as opportunities for growth and transformation. She understands that every hardship has prepared her for something greater. She carries herself with confidence, not because life has been easy, but because she knows she is equipped to handle anything that comes her way. She understands that true strength is not about never falling, but about always getting back up. She refuses to let circumstances dictate her joy or her future. She is relentless in her pursuit of becoming the best version of herself, not just for her own sake, but to inspire others. She knows that her story has the power to uplift, encourage, and empower those who are struggling. She is not ashamed of her scars because they are proof that she has overcome. She walks with grace, with faith, and with unshakable resilience. A deep sense of purpose is one of the most powerful signs that a woman is blessed by God. It is not just about having goals or ambitions, but about feeling a calling that runs deeper than personal desires. A woman with purpose wakes up with a sense of direction, even if she does not have all the answers. She knows in her heart that her life has meaning beyond the daily routine, beyond the challenges, and beyond what society may try to dictate. This purpose is not something she randomly stumbled upon. It is something placed in her by God. It is a whisper in her soul that reminds her she is here for a reason, even when doubt tries to creep in. She does not need to have everything figured out, but she trusts that she is being guided towards something greater. She feels it in the way she approaches life. She does not move aimlessly or make decisions solely for temporary gain. Instead, she aligns her actions with something bigger than herself. She has a vision, even if it is not fully clear yet. She understands that purpose is not about reaching a single destination, but about growing, learning, and evolving along the journey. She embraces each season of her life with the understanding that every experience, whether good or bad, is shaping her into the person she is meant to be. She does not shy away from challenges because she knows they are part of her refinement process. She trusts that even in the moments of uncertainty, God is working behind the scenes to bring her closer to her calling. A woman with purpose is not easily swayed by the opinions of others. She is aware that people will have their own expectations for her life, but she does not allow their voices to drown out the one that truly matters. She listens to God's guidance over the noise of the world. She understands that her purpose is unique and cannot be compared to anyone else's. She does not waste time trying to fit into a mold that was never meant for her. Instead, she embraces who she is and walks boldly in the direction of her calling. She refuses to settle for a life that feels empty or unfulfilling. She does not accept mediocrity because she knows she was created for something extraordinary. She recognizes that purpose is not always about grand gestures or public recognition. It is found in the way she treats others, in the way she loves, in the way she gives, and in the way she lives with integrity. She understands that small actions can have a big impact. She does not underestimate the power of kindness, encouragement, and compassion. She pours into others, not because she seeks validation, but because it is part of who she is. She finds fulfillment in serving, in uplifting, and in making a difference. She does not need applause or approval to know she is walking in purpose. Her reward comes from knowing she is fulfilling what she was created to do. A woman with purpose is willing to take risks. She does not let fear hold her back from pursuing what is placed in her heart. She understands that stepping into her calling requires courage. She is not afraid to leave her comfort zone because she knows growth does not happen in stagnation. She does not wait for the perfect moment to begin because she knows that waiting for perfection only leads to procrastination. She moves forward despite uncertainty, trusting that God will provide the next step when the time is right. She does not allow fear of failure to keep her from trying. She knows that every mistake is a lesson and that every setback is a setup for something greater. She is not easily discouraged when things do not go as planned. She understands that delays are not denials. She does not see obstacles as stop signs, but as opportunities to build resilience. She trusts that every closed door is leading her to a better one. She remains patient and persistent, knowing that purpose is a process. She does not give up when the journey gets tough because she knows that anything worth having requires perseverance. She stays committed to her vision even when others do not understand it. She does not let naysayers shake her confidence. She remains focused, knowing that distractions will only delay her destiny. A woman with purpose carries herself with confidence, not arrogance. She knows her worth and does not seek validation from the wrong places. She does not measure her success by material possessions or societal standards. Instead, she measures it by impact, by growth, and by alignment with her calling. She does not compare her journey to others because she understands that purpose is not a competition. She celebrates the success of others without feeling threatened because she knows there is room for everyone to thrive. She is secure in who she is and in what she is meant to do. She understands that purpose evolves over time. What she was called to do in one season may shift in another. She remains open to change, knowing that God's plans are far greater than her own. She does not resist growth, even when it feels uncomfortable. She embraces new opportunities with faith and willingness. She does not hold on to outdated dreams that no longer serve her. She allows herself to evolve, to expand, and to step into new levels of purpose. She does not fear transition because she knows that every shift is taking her closer to what she was destined for. She is intentional with her time and energy. She does not waste her days on meaningless distractions. She invests in her growth, in her spirituality, and in her relationships. She surrounds herself with people who uplift and inspire her. She does not entertain negativity or drama because she knows it drains her energy. She protects her peace and focuses on what truly matters. She is disciplined in her habits, knowing that purpose requires commitment. She does not wait for motivation. She creates momentum through consistent action. She is relentless in her pursuit of becoming the best version of herself. She trusts that even when she does not see the full picture, God is orchestrating everything for her good. She does not let impatience lead her to make reckless decisions. She waits with expectation, knowing that what is meant for her will not pass her by. She does not force things to happen on her own timeline. She surrenders control and allows God to lead. She knows that true purpose is not about striving, but about aligning. She releases the pressure to have everything figured out and instead focuses on being obedient to what she is called to do in the present moment. She recognizes that purpose is not just about her, it is about who she is meant to impact. She does not live selfishly, only thinking about her own success. She seeks to lift others as she climbs. She mentors, she teaches, she encourages, and she empowers. She understands that her journey is not just for her, but for those who will come after her. She leaves a legacy not just in material wealth, but in wisdom, kindness, and faith. She knows that when she walks in purpose, she becomes a light that inspires others to do the same. She leads by example, showing others what it means to live with intention and faith. She does not settle for a life of mere existence. She does not wake up just to go through the motions. She lives with passion, with drive, and with the understanding that she has been placed here for a reason. She seeks clarity through prayer, through reflection, and through action. She does not let distractions pull her away from her calling. She is focused, she is driven, and she is committed to fulfilling the assignment placed on her life. She does not allow doubt to hold her back. She does not wait for permission to step into her greatness. She moves forward boldly, knowing that she was created for such a time as this. Inspiration is not something that can be forced. It is a natural energy that flows from within, touching the lives of others without effort. A woman who is blessed by God carries an inner light that shines even when she is unaware of it. She does not need to announce her presence or demand attention, yet people are drawn to her. There is something about the way she carries herself, the way she speaks, and the way she treats others that leaves an impact. She does not need to be in a position of power to be influential. She does not need a title or recognition to make a difference. Her actions, her kindness, and her strength speak louder than any words ever could. She inspires others simply by being herself. She does not try to imitate anyone or conform to expectations that do not align with who she is. She is authentic, and that authenticity is magnetic. People are naturally drawn to those who live in truth, who are comfortable in their own skin, and who do not pretend to be someone they are not. She does not chase validation or approval from others. She does not need to. Her confidence comes from within, and that self-assurance is what makes her presence powerful. She stands firm in who she is, and because of that, others find the courage to do the same. She understands that inspiration is not about perfection. It is not about always having the right answers or never making mistakes. She does not pretend to have it all together, nor does she try to hide her struggle. Instead, she embraces every part of her journey, the victories, the failures, the lessons, and the growth. She knows that real influence comes from transparency, from being open about the challenges she has faced and how she has overcome them. She does not shy away from her past or the difficulties she has endured. She uses them as a testimony to encourage those who may be walking through similar trials. She does not see her wounds as weaknesses. She sees them as proof of her strength. People feel safe in her presence. They know they can come to her without fear of judgment. She listens with an open heart, offering wisdom, encouragement, and understanding. She does not belittle the struggles of others, nor does she make them feel as if their pain is insignificant. She knows what it feels like to be broken, to feel lost, and to question everything. Because of that, she extends grace to those who are hurting. She does not just speak words of encouragement, she embodies them. She lives in a way that uplifts others, and her energy brings hope to those who are struggling. She leads by example, not by force. She does not need to tell people what to do. They see it in her actions. She embodies strength, faith, and perseverance in a way that makes others want to do the same. She does not seek to control or manipulate. She simply walks in her truth, and that truth creates a ripple effect. She does not need recognition or applause to feel fulfilled. Her purpose is not tied to the opinions of others. She does what she does because it is in her heart, because it is who she is. She understands that true inspiration is not about being in the spotlight, but about using her light to brighten the path for others. Her presence is a source of peace. People feel a sense of comfort when they are around her. She carries herself with grace even in the face of adversity. She does not allow negativity to consume her, and she does not let hardships harden her heart. She remains kind, compassionate, and loving, even when the world gives her reasons to be otherwise. She understands that kindness is not a weakness, but a strength. It takes strength to be gentle in a harsh world. It takes strength to choose love when bitterness would be easier. She chooses to be a light, even when she is walking through darkness herself. She is not afraid to speak life into others. She sees potential where others see limitations. She encourages people to dream bigger, to believe in themselves, and to step into their greatness. She does not allow doubt to take root in the hearts of those around her. She speaks words that build, not words that tear down. She understands the power of words, and she uses them wisely. She does not waste time on gossip, negativity, or unnecessary criticism. Instead, she pours life, hope, and inspiration into the people she encounters. She understands that every person she meets is fighting a battle she may never know about. Because of that, she chooses to be a source of encouragement. She does not underestimate the power of a kind word, a genuine smile, or a simple act of kindness. She knows that sometimes the smallest gestures can have the greatest impact. She does not take her influence lightly. She understands that she has the ability to change lives simply by showing up as her best self. She does not let fear keep her from sharing her gifts. She knows that she has been given talents, wisdom, and experiences for a reason. She does not keep them to herself out of insecurity or doubt. She steps boldly into her calling, using what she has to serve and uplift others. She does not wait until she feels ready because she knows that purpose does not wait for perfection. She embraces who she is, flaws and all, and allows God to use her in ways she never imagined. She finds joy in seeing others succeed. She is not threatened by the success of others because she knows that there is room for everyone to shine. She celebrates the victories of others without envy or resentment. She lifts people up, not because she expects anything in return, but because she genuinely wants to see them thrive. She understands that true power comes from empowering others. She does not operate from a scarcity mindset. She knows that blessings multiply when shared. She does not allow setbacks to define her. She understands that failure is not the opposite of success, but a part of the journey. She does not dwell on what went wrong. She learns from it and moves forward. She does not let disappointment steal her drive. She knows that every challenge is an opportunity for growth, and she embraces each one with faith and determination. She is relentless in her pursuit of purpose, and her perseverance is contagious. She is not afraid to be different. She does not conform to what society expects of her. She stands firm in her beliefs, her values, and her convictions. She is not swayed by trends or external pressures. She knows who she is and what she stands for. She is not afraid to walk alone if it means staying true to herself. She understands that not everyone will understand her path, and she is okay with that. She does not need approval to validate her journey. She understands that life is not just about personal success, but about impact. She seeks to leave a legacy that extends beyond material achievements. She wants to be remembered not just for what she accomplished, but for how she made people feel. She wants to be known for her kindness, her strength, and her unwavering faith. She does not live for herself alone. She lives to make a difference. She does not take her blessings for granted. She is grateful for every opportunity, every lesson, and every experience that has shaped her. She understands that gratitude is the foundation of a fulfilled life. She does not focus on what she lacks. She focuses on what she has. She operates from a place of abundance, knowing that God has already given her everything she needs to fulfill her purpose. She does not seek to be admired. She seeks to inspire. She does not wait for the right moment to make an impact. She makes every moment count. She understands that her life is a testimony and that everything she does has the power to touch someone else's life. She does not waste time waiting for permission to step into her greatness. She embraces who she is, walks in faith, and lets her light shine unapologetically. Faith is the foundation upon which a blessed woman builds her life. It is not just a belief in something greater than herself. It is an unshakable trust in God's plan, even when the road ahead is unclear. A woman blessed by God walks by faith, not by sight. She does not allow circumstances to dictate her joy, nor does she rely on external validation to affirm her worth. She knows deep within her soul that she is being guided, protected, and provided for. She understands that faith is not about having all the answers. It is about trusting that the answers will come in divine timing. She does not panic when life throws down at her. She does not give up until it happens. All things are purpose. She sees every obstacle as an opportunity for growth, a test of her endurance, and a chance to deepen her relationship with God. She does not waver when difficulties arise. She may feel fear, she may experience doubt, but she does not let those emotions control her. She has learned that faith is not the absence of fear, but the ability to move forward despite it. She does not allow setbacks to weaken her spirit. Instead, she uses them as fuel to push forward, knowing that every storm she endures is shaping her into the woman she is meant to be. She understands that God's timing is perfect, even when it does not align with her own expectations. She does not try to force things to happen before their time. She waits with patience, knowing that what is meant for her will not pass her by. She does not rely on her own understanding because she knows that human wisdom is limited. She seeks divine guidance in all that she does. She prays not just when she needs something, but as a way of staying connected to her source of strength. She does not treat prayer as a last resort. It is her first response. She speaks to God not just in moments of desperation, but in moments of gratitude, joy, and reflection. She listens for his voice, trusting that he will lead her in the right direction. She does not make decisions out of impulsivity or fear, but out of faith and wisdom. She is not easily shaken by the opinions of others because she knows that her worth and purpose come from a higher authority. She remains steadfast even when life does not go as planned. She understands that disappointments are not rejections but redirections. She does not waste time mourning over closed doors because she knows that better ones will open in due time. She does not get discouraged when she faces delays because she knows that God is always working behind the scenes. She embraces the waiting season with faith, knowing that preparation is taking place. She does not lose hope when things seem impossible because she knows that nothing is impossible with God. She has seen miracles happen before and she believes that they will happen again. She carries herself with a quiet confidence that comes from knowing she is divinely favored. She does not boast or seek attention, yet people recognize something special about her. She radiates peace even in chaos. She walks with grace even in adversity. She speaks with wisdom even when she is faced with ignorance. She does not let negativity consume her because she knows that her energy is too valuable to waste. She surrounds herself with people who uplift and encourage her, and she distances herself from those who drain her spirit. She knows that faith is not just about believing in God, but also about believing in herself as a creation of God. She trusts in her abilities and her gifts and the path set before her. She does not allow doubt to take root in her heart. When uncertainty creeps in, she reminds herself of all the times she has overcome difficulties in the past. She remembers the moments when she thought she would make it. Yet she did. She reflects on the prayers that were answered, the blessings that came unexpectedly, and the time she was protected from things she did not even realize were threats. She knows that if God has brought her this far, he will not abandon her now. She holds on to that truth, using it as her anchor in every storm. She refuses to let fear dictate her future because she knows that fear is not from God. She replaces every anxious thought with faith, every worry with a prayer, and every doubt with a declaration of victory. She does not live by logic alone, but by divine revelation. She understands that some things cannot be explained by human reasoning. She trusts in miracles, in blessings beyond measure, and in the power of faith to move mountains. She does not settle for a life of limitations because she knows that she serves a limitless God. She dreams big not because she is overly ambitious, but because she believes in a God who can do exceedingly abundantly above all that she asks or imagines. She steps into new opportunities with boldness, even when she feels unqualified. She knows that when God calls her to something, he will equip her for it. She does not shrink herself to fit into places she has outgrown. She walks confidently into new seasons, knowing that she is exactly where she is meant to be. She is not discouraged by failures. She understands that failure is not the opposite of faith, but a part of the process. She does not let mistakes define her or make her question her worth. Instead, she learns from them, grows from them, and moves forward with even greater determination. She understands that setbacks are setups for comebacks. She does not wallow in self-pity or dwell on what could have been. She focuses on what is ahead, keeping her eyes on the vision that has been placed in her heart. She does not give up when things get tough because she knows that perseverance is a key part of faith. She keeps going, knowing that breakthrough is just around the corner. She does not live in the past. She does not carry guilt or shame for mistakes she has made. She knows that she is forgiven, redeemed, and renewed. She does not allow past wounds to dictate her future. She chooses to heal, to let go, and to move forward in faith. She does not hold on to bitterness because she understands that unforgiveness is a weight that will only slow her down. She releases resentment, choosing peace over anger and freedom over bondage. She understands that faith requires trust, and trust requires letting go of what no longer serves her. She sees life through the lens of faith. She does not focus on problems, she focuses on possibilities. She does not speak words of defeat, she speaks words of victory. She does not entertain negativity, she fills her mind with truth. She understands that what she believes shapes her reality. She chooses to believe in abundance, in favor, in opportunity, in divine alignment. She wakes up each day with expectation, knowing that something good is coming her way. She does not let bad days define her because she knows that every day is a new chance to walk in faith. She does not keep her faith to herself. She shares it through her actions, her kindness, and her unwavering belief in others. She encourages those who are struggling, reminding them of their strength and their purpose. She speaks life into people, helping them see the potential they may not see in themselves. She does not push her beliefs onto others, but her life is a testament to the power of faith. People see her perseverance, her peace, and her joy, and they are inspired by it. She does not force influence, she becomes it. She does not seek to change others, she simply walks in faith, and in doing so, she becomes a light in the darkness. She understands that faith is not just something she practices on Sundays, it is a way of life. It is in the way she loves, the way she forgives, and the way she serves. It is in the way she refuses to give up, the way she continues to believe in the face of adversity, and the way she stands firm when everything around her is shaking. She does not just talk about faith, she lives it. She walks with assurance, knowing that she is guided, supported, and deeply loved. She embraces the unknown with courage, knowing that she does not have to have all the answers because she serves a God who does.